changed my entire mindset.
Yay! Here we are in the garden. It is summer, which means it's watermelon season. Today we're going to talk about how to grow, maintain, and harvest watermelon.
We'll also go to the kitchen to check out some zero waste recipes that you can try to stay hydrated, and also some activities that you can include your kids in this summer. Let's check out our watermelons in the garden.
Let's do it.
Here's our watermelon bed. As you can see, the vines are sprawling and we have some fruits developing. Watermelon is a warm season crop that does the best in average air temperatures of 75 to 85 degrees on average. And they love the sun and love a ton of water, of course. So they come in several varieties. There's seeded and non-seed or seedless. For example, we have growing here Crimson Sweet. It's gonna get a lot bigger. And then on the far side, we have some sugar babies, which are smaller and round. But what's so great is these days, watermelons also come in yellow and orange flesh varieties, which are just delicious. Watermelons are comprised of 92% water, which is quite a high content. So they do require watering very consistently for proper development. The thing that comes along with consistent watering sometimes is just a lot of moisture under the fruit, which can occasionally lead to rot. So in order to help avoid rot, you can elevate the fruit while it's still growing in a few ways. You can do an overturned pot, straw, or even something like dry pine needles or mulch. So I'll go ahead and prop this one up as it's trying to grow to help keep it from getting too wet and rotten. So harvesting a watermelon, the big question, how do you know when it's ready? There are a few signs. So first of all, it should grow to about the expected size of the variety. Also, normally there's like a shiny sheen on a watermelon, but then when it starts to get dull, that's another sign it could be ready. You can do the thud test where you kind of tap on it like that and you can hear it's more of a hollow sound. That is another sign it's ready. Two more. On the bottom, there starts to be this kind of white cream color oval. That happens when it gets close to harvest ready. And last but not least, kind of a fun one is this tendril right here that's closest to the fruit. When it turns brown like this one has, that is yet another sign that it's ready to harvest.
Since our watermelon are still ripening in our garden, I went to the farmer's market yesterday and I bought some different varieties for us to try and have a refreshing treat after being in the hot sun this morning.
Clutch, let's do this.
Let's check it out.
All right.
Here is our beauty from the farmer's market. So it's already washed and ready for us to get into our recipes.
Well, this one looks really gorgeous to me. A good sign it's a good watermelon would be if it's way heavier than you would think it would be. So what do you think?
Very heavy.
Very heavy. You can do that thud test again and see if it kind of sounds hollow. Let's try. Oh, yeah.
Pretty
That's a
hollow.
good one. And then, you can still look for that harvest ready sign as well. Like that, yeah, there it is. That nice yellow oval patch on the bottom. I think you got a good one.
So to cut a watermelon, you want to make sure you have a stable workplace. So I have a wet paper towel that I'm just going to put down before I put my cutting board. But I like to do this because it's not going to move anywhere. For your tool, I recommend having a larger knife. So with our first cut, we want to try and go into the middle so we can get a flat surface to work with. So with our knife, you want to make sure you're pinching it and go with the tip as you make your first cut, because that outer layer or the outer skin is going to be really tough. And you'll stick the tip in and then rock back with the base of the knife. And as you go lower, it'll be a lot easier to cut. Probably wondering, how am I going to get it to the other side? You're just going to carefully slide the knife out and then again, take the base of the knife and cut all the way through. And then we have a perfect watermelon. So we're just gonna work with this side of the watermelon because then we can make smaller pieces and we can talk about how we can get little hands involved where they're not using a big knife. Once we have this in half, you can start cutting it again in half, or if you prefer to have discs, you can do that too. This would be the safest and most stable way to cut your watermelon. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do it this way. Then we have our quarters right here of our watermelon. So now we have these beautiful discs that we can make into smaller pieces, or we can do cookie cutters, which I'll show you in just a second with Anna. Do you think your kids would like this?
My kids would love it.
Awesome. So let me show you how to do it so
Okay.
you can do it then. So we're just gonna take one of our thicker slices and we'll take one of our cookie cutters. I'm gonna try the star this time. And you can go really anywhere in the watermelon, but you just wanna push it in. And then you can use the circle that's around it to kind of move it around.
Okay.
And then you'll pull it out and you have
Awesome.
a
It
watermelon
works.
star. Not only is watermelon great for hydration, but it has awesome nutrition in it, including an antioxidant called lycopene. Lycopene is going to be found in a lot of red or pink fruits and vegetables, and will also help with your immune system, and some research suggests that it helps with cancer fighting properties and can benefit you. And so since lycopene is found in red or pink fruits and vegetables, and it benefits a lot of different body systems, you can remember that red fruits and vegetables are good for your heart. After cutting up our watermelon, we still have a very valuable part of our fruit, which is called the rind. So to prepare our pickles, I am currently heating up some boiled water, and I have some apple cider vinegar. So since we'll be using the whole entire watermelon, any pieces left from the flesh will also be in our next recipe. You can do a sweet blend that includes cinnamon, even sugar, or you could do a savory blend that could have garlic or dill, or really any herb you can find in your garden. Watermelon rind is great also for nutrition. It has vitamin A and vitamin C. We put some cinnamon sticks and black peppercorns to bring out those lovely spices and deepen the flavors of the watermelon rinds. And I put those all in a heat-safe pickle jar, which I will make sure it is room temperature before putting it into the fridge. The longer it stays in the fridge, the deeper the flavor and the softer the texture will be of the rind. And if you leave it sealed properly, it can stay in the fridge for up to 4 months for you to enjoy after watermelon season. Since we're doing zero waste recipes today, I'll show you our last recipe where we're gonna take the remaining watermelon flesh and put it into a blender to make a really refreshing watermelon ice snack. Since Anna has been working very hard in the garden today, I wanted to show her all of the yummy watermelon dishes we have. And I actually brought a sugar baby because that's my personal favorite watermelon. And so it's this deeper reddish color. For the finale, let's try pickles. So again, this one I've been doing for about 2 days, and this has the sugar baby, which is the deeper green rind, and then the actually my yellow watermelon.
It's in there.
It's in there. So
Good.
it's the one that has the green and the light green.
Okay.
And then this is the one that I did today. So you wanna try both?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you recommend I eat like the rind all the way through, like, or how?
I mean, you can eat the skin. So the skin is edible. All right, I'm gonna try.
It smells super good.
Yeah, this one's the yellow. So
Okay,
you
I'm
can
gonna
see
go
the
with-
rind here.
yeah.
Insert picture of the yellow watermelon. Ooh, that's sour.
Yeah.
But wait.
It's very vinegary, but I would wanna just put it as a topping on something, right?
So pickled watermelon rinds are in a lot of different cultures. You can change up the flavors how you'd like, but they're really popular on salads, sandwiches, really anything that you would put sauerkraut or even pickles, pickled onions on. It's a good replacement, and it uses up the rest of the watermelon. But I'm glad you could try all these
Thank you
different
so
ways.
much.
Of course. Do you think any of your kids would like it?
All of them.
All of them?
Yes. And honestly, I love to grow watermelon, but eating watermelon was a little more meh for me ever since I was a kid. Something about the texture, maybe. But I gotta say, as an adult with you right now today, trying all these may have changed
my entire mindset.
Yay! No,
So,
it's such a fun summer fruit,
yeah.
and I hope you get to try one of these recipes at home.
Remember, it's great to start watermelon from seed in the spring. Even though it takes a while, it is worth the wait.
And if you love watermelon, like us, comment below what your favorite watermelon memory is. And don't forget to stay
Stay
po
po
fit.
fit.